Hello, and welcome to Indie Cigar Review. Today I'm going to be reviewing the Victor Sinclair 10th Anniversary Robusto. This is a Cordial wrapped cigar. Now, this was actually given to me by a friend, and I'm not sure if he stored it properly or if he just sat with something else for a little bit. But it has a very, very strong, truffle chocolate aroma to it. And this is not a flavored cigar by any means. It's actually $40 for a box of them on cheaphumidors.com, so pretty cheap cigar. But that aroma is just really interesting. If you smoke one of these, comment below and let me know if this is the same thing for you. It's just how they smell. If not, I'll purchase a different one and then review it once again. But nice solid pack. Construction is a little flawed, but it's not terrible either. A little bit of tearing on the sides. Draw is fairly easy. Not quite perfect, but not a whole lot of resistance inside her. Tastes like a very dry tobacco, a bit of a hay flavor, some earthiness to it. Not great, but I've had a lot of Victor Sinclairs that I frankly couldn't stand, so this seems to actually be a pretty good surprise so far. So I'll come back to you at the first third with my first update. I shall speak to you. Alright, down to the first third. As you can see, the ash is off. That's not from the cigar though. I was watching a movie and kind of lost my attention and brushed it against my leg, burning myself and dropping the ash. But the burn line is not razor sharp by any means, but it's not in need of any touch-ups or anything yet. Hopefully it stays that way. The draw is a little bit on the snug side, but it's by no means bad at all. Flavor is that same very dry tobacco. It has a minor, almost the taste of aged tobacco, but it's very, very mild. Very mild cigar in general, too, in terms of the strength. There's a little sweetness to it, but not really much at all. Alright, I'm going to get this to the halfway point, and I'll give you another update. One more at the band point and one more at the nub per my usual review with my final impressions, my farewell, as well as my thank you and recommendation of two subscribers. Alright, down to the halfway point of the Victor Sinclair 10th Anniversary, or 10th Aniversario in Robusto. So far, still a very, very mild cigar. The draw is a little on the tight side. Construction's not bad, but the burn's getting a little distraught. As you can see, minor flaking on it. I had actually talked to the man who gave me this, and it was humidified properly. The temperature was fine. So it could just be a bad stick, but again, it should be noted. However, despite the flaws that have to do with construction, flavors are still very pleasant. The draw is a bit too tight for my personal liking, but it's also been used with a punch cutter. I might just have to snip the ends instead. Let's see. It's transitioned to a very spiced tobacco. Still has a bit of an aged taste to it. Very minor sweetness. Somewhat earthy. Not quite like a fully earthy flavor to it, but it has a little bit of a tone to it. enjoyable cigar for what it is. As I had said on cheaphumidors.com, which is a very good site, I will link them down below if you have any questions about them. A box of 20 of these is for $40, so very cheap cigar. For what it is, though, I am pretty impressed. When I first checked out the site and saw how cheap they were and everything else, I was a little skeptical about it, but I figured, hey, I'll do a review for it anyways. But so far, I'm impressed. If it was a high-end cigar, not so much, but for what it is, for being a cheap cigar, it's pretty good. So I'll come back to you at the band point and once more at the nub. I shall speak to you shortly. Alright, just took off the band. Flavors have stayed about the same. Draw's gotten a little bit tighter, but flavors are still very enjoyable. Still a decent amount of smoke, but just have to puff a bit harder. I will come back to you at the nub with my final verdict impressions, my farewells, as well as my thank yous. I shall speak to you shortly. Down to the nub. Put that out. At the nub, the draw opened up a great deal. My camera's kind of terrible, so you probably can't quite tell on it. But it became very strong in terms of the smoke output, but flavor still remained mild, strength very mild. Overall, for what it is and how cheap the cigar is, I can't really complain too much. I cannot give it a high rating for a tobacco-inspired smile or infused smile, but it's still a pretty good cigar. If you want a cheap stick, I recommend you go and try it out, but it's not fantastic. I mean, it works. I didn't really have any problems with it. Flavors were pretty good. But again, it is a cheap cigar, so you can't expect too much. So I want to say thank you to Mayacello68. I'm probably saying your name very wrong, and I sincerely apologize for that. And one Frankie Balboa. Now the first one, Mamacella68, doesn't have any videos, has a single subscriber, but no videos, no updates that I could see, so I can't really recommend you check them out. Frankie Balboa, though, well, has a separate part of his channel having to do with cigars. Personally, from what I can see from him, he pretty much dresses up in a Mortal Kombat costume with a friend of his and plays guitar. Now, that probably sounds very strange to you, and admittedly it is, but I'm kind of a nerd, so I found it hilarious, and I watched like three of his videos. But yes, he's very talented. In terms of playing guitar, he does a lot of different movie stuff, game themes, and a bunch of other things. But I do recommend you check him out if that sounds like a good time to you, something you would enjoy watching. For cigars, not so much, but for just general entertainment, I'm having trouble talking. Tongue's still a little bit numb for a mild cigar. It's kind of strange that happened, but yeah. If you're looking for pure entertainment, I recommend you check out Frankie Balboa. I'll post a link to his channel below, and hopefully check him out and enjoy his work. He is quite talented, and that costume he has on, I don't know if he made it himself or bought it, but it's pretty impressive. Very, very true to the actual product, or character, excuse me. So, this has been Indie Cigar Review. As always, if you enjoyed the video, hit like. If not, it's entirely up to you. Thank you so much for your time. Have a wonderful day, morning, noon, or night, whatever you're doing. Hope you're having a fantastic time in doing it. Thank you so much, and have a great day.